China says the number of people infected by a mysterious respiratory virus has more than tripled over the weekend.
We begin with another grim milestone as the worldwide death toll has now surpassed 100,000.
And yes, states are, some of them, trying at the state level to do something.
SARS-CoV-2, or COVID-19, is a very contagious novel strain of coronavirus believed to have come from animal to human contact. Many states across the U.S. have put measures out to encourage social distancing. Washington and Oregon have put out restrictions affecting a lot of MHCC students. Initially, Dean of Students John Hamblin announced that MHCC would increase social distancing and sanitation protocols for classes on campus. He later announced that campus-based classes would be formatted for distance learning online until April 28, 2020. In his most recent update, Hamblin announced that MHCC would continue distance learning for the rest of the term. While some people are more than happy to stay home, many are wondering why these restrictive measures have been put in place. COVID-19 is a novel virus, meaning that it's the first of its strain that has been seen in the world. This also means that there has been no chance for herd immunity to develop. All of this only adds to the spread. COVID-19 is a contagion factor of 2 to 2.5, meaning that if you are infected with it, on average you'll infect about 2 people. For perspective, influenza has a contagion factor of 1.3. H1N1, or the swine flu, has a contagion factor of 1.4, and Ebola has a contagion factor of 2. Keep in mind, these numbers are for an unvaccinated population with little to no exposure to these viruses. Research is still being conducted for COVID-19, and it's likely that the factor will increase once antibodies are accounted for. The virus spreads through interpersonal contact, contaminated objects, and droplets that stay in the air for about 6 feet. It infects the body by entering the nose, mouth, or eyes. Once a person is infected, the crown-shaped virus attaches to the cells lining the lungs and injects its genetic information. The cell then copies that information, implodes, and releases that information to infect more cells. Your immune system will send immune cells to come and help, but COVID-19 will infect them too. This causes them to use too many resources and to attack both good and bad cells, severely weakening the protective lining of the lungs and the immune system as a whole. If you're able-bodied, you'll likely fight this off. However, for the immunocompromised and elderly, the lungs will fill with bacteria due to the weakened immune system. Since your immune system wasted resources on COVID-19, this bacteria will spread with very little to stop it. By following social distancing protocols set forth by the CDC, you can help limit exposure of the virus to other people and keep the immunocompromised and elderly safe. Do your best to keep 6 feet away from other people in public. If you see someone close by, respectfully move out of the way. Stay away from large gatherings. If you have access to one, wear a mask. Do not hoard essential supplies. Take what you need so that everyone can protect themselves. When you can, wash your hands. Hand sanitizer works but is not a sufficient alternative to soap and water. For more information, please look up the CDC guidelines. Social distancing is not easy for everyone. It's very hard to stay cooped up inside, and many people have their own personal situations. We will be diving into that in next week's video. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll talk about adjusting to online classes, give you all some helpful pointers, and shed light on unintended consequences. For right now, if you can stay home, stay home. Thank you for watching. See you next week.